starting with the name of Allah, who is the most beneficent and most merciful. Assalamu alaikum, and I hope you all are doing great. I am Kandil Babar, and I am working as a volunteer head at Scholarship Insight. Today, I am going to moderate this webinar, which is on the topic Sister to Sister Exchange Program. Scholarship Insight is a platform through which we are trying to organize different kind of webinars, the opportunities available all over the world for people of Pakistan. Let me introduce you all with our respected guest speaker. We have Hafiza Amina Tayyab. She attended University of Richmond. Hafiza's educational journey is nothing short of remarkable in her expertise in microbiological techniques. Scientific writing and creative problem solving is truly commendable. Beyond academics, she has a heart for change, actively volunteering with her peers and making her mark as a speaker in various seminars. We are really eager to hear all from Hafiza Amina. The floor is yours. Go ahead, and we are really happy to listen about your experience and your time in USA.
Well, Assalamu alaikum, and thank you so much, Scholarship Insights, for having me here. As Kandil has told you, I am the alumna of Sister2Sister Exchange Program, Cohort 23. Uh, Starting from my own introduction, my name is Hafiza Amin Tayyab, and I have been studying in University of Richmond this year in fall semester. It's like I have been studying there for almost 6 weeks. It was a research uh, interest, I must say. I was doing research in virology. My major in Pakistan is microbiology, as I have been studying BSc honors microbiology from University of Agriculture, Faisalabad. So I was doing research in virology in USA at University of Richmond. I was working on a research project on a virus, and I must tell you that I was not a regular student, or you can say a total time student. I was a part-time student, I must say. So it was like my project. In my project, I had to document a single part of the research that I had to complete in that 6 week time. So, okay. So starting from the basic topic I am here to tell you today is how to get uh, into an exchange program or a scholarship abroad. So when I was in my fourth semester, I applied for this Sister to Sister Exchange program. The first thing I did was to fill an online application. An online application that we had to fill on an online URL, that is sister2sister.pk. So what we do in online application is you have to write all of your personal information there, your academic information, your co-curricular information, and the most basic and important thing is your SOP, that is statement of purpose. So the difference in the SOPs in other exchange programs or the scholarships abroad and sister to sister exchange program is, in sister to sister exchange program, this is not a single page or a single paragraph SOP. It's like you had to answer almost 7 questions. If you combine all the answers of those questions, it will become your SOP. For example, the first question that I had there in my application was describe your own self. Like, I had to describe my own self like as an all-rounder. For example, I had to tell what are my hobbies. I had to tell them like what is my academic record. I had to tell them what is my financial situation. I had to tell them from where I am, what are my struggles of life, but in a positive way. Like, you have to be as much honest as you can in all of your answers you are going to write in that application. Okay, this was the first question, I must say. The other thing they can ask you are psychological questions. Like, what are psychological questions? Psychological questions are those kind of questions in which they just check that how optimistic you are and how pessimistic you are. Like, what is your approach to life? It's like, if you got a rejection from a scholarship. For example, the other question was, if they don't accept me in Sister to Sister Exchange program, what I am going to do in my life in future. So you can answer that you are not going to be pessimistic after getting that rejection. You are going to apply the next year, or maybe in another scholarship, and stronger next time, because this time you are not starting from scratch. You are starting from your backward or your previous experience. Okay, so this is something that is very basic to all of the exchange programs, and yes, to the sister to sister exchange program. Okay, this was the online application. This was the first step of this exchange, or getting into this exchange program. The whole procedure, like the whole scenario from which I had to go through to be a part of this exchange program, is actually consisting of almost 7 steps. The first step was online application that I just told you. Okay, if you get into the first step or you are selected for the second step, it means you are shortlisted among all those people who are applying for like sister to sister exchange program through online applications. You will be given a call for online interview. That is actually the second step. So what is the second step? Second step is online interview. So in online interview, most probably they take your online interview on Zoom. So in online interview, they usually check your English fluency, like how fluent you are, how you talk to like someone who is talking to you in English. Because basically we are living in Pakistan, so English is not our first language. So to be fluent in English is something we must have to survive in United States or anywhere in the world, in any country which have English as their first language. So the basic thing they are like they wanted to know through your online interview is how fluent you are in English. Okay, so in my online interview, I don't know who was taking the interview, but most probably there were 2 or 3 participants in the meeting, and the fourth one was me. So they were questioning me on different topics. Like they just they asked me to introduce myself, and then they asked me about my financial situations, my siblings, my family, and my aspirations for future. So this was the second step. In third step, if you get into the second step and you are shortlisted for the third step is actually in-person interview, assessment, and activities. Okay, for the in-person interview, they usually ask you to come to a center. Like for me, as I am from Faisalabad, so they asked me to go to Islamabad, and in Islamabad there was an in-person interview of mine. So for in-person interview, they usually, what they actually check, they usually check your body language, your confidence level, obviously your writing through the assessment, and uh, yeah, they also check you psychologically, like are you nervous to meet them, or if you are nervous, how you are going to overcome your nervousness. So it's like that. This is, what, the third step. Okay, if you go through the third step properly, that is actually the in-person interview. uh, they are going to take your interview like in person way. Like for example, you are going into a room alone, and there are 3 to 4 people. They are going to take your interview. Somebody is going to ask you questions about your studies. The other person is going to ask you questions about your family. The next one is going to ask you questions about your field of study, your CGPA, your academics. Okay, the most important thing people ponder about is what is the importance of CGPA in applying for any scholarship abroad or exchange program. So, as per my experience, I want to tell you that CGPA plays an important role up to some extent. For example, if you have a good CGPA, you have a good academic record, it's going to help you. But if you don't have a really good CGPA, it's above 3 or below 3.5, you must have co-curricular activities, for example, volunteer work or some certificates of internships or something like that, that will overcome your CGPA. So actually, academic as well as curricular activities go hand in hand whenever you are applying for a scholarship or an exchange program abroad. Okay, so in in-person interview, what they actually check is your confidence, how you are going to answer their questions. Some questions are also confusing, but obviously you have to like hold on to yourself. Okay, so if you go to the through the third step and you get to the final step, that is the fourth step, is actually they shortlist you and send your profiles to the universities abroad. And then the people in the university that are like, for example, in my case, they send my profile to the dean of school of arts and sciences in University of Richmond, along with the profile of other students. For example, they have sent almost 8 profiles to them. And if they want 2 students or 3 students for their research work, they are going to study those profiles, and then they have to shortlist 2 or 3 students according to their demand. So if you get to that step, if you are fulfilling their demand, you are going to be selected. So after that, if you have cleared all the steps and you are going through all the steps properly and you are selected by the university, the last step is going to be visa interview and all that. So this was the whole procedure that I have like shortly or briefly told you. Okay, the next thing is when to apply. According to your academics, you are going to apply in your 14th and 15th year of education. That is for almost third, fourth, fifth, and sixth semester of your graduation. It's like your BS or your BS honors. If you are in your like bachelor studies, you are going to apply in your third, fourth, fifth, and sixth semester. Like it takes almost 1 year to be completed, the whole applying procedure and all those competitions and tests and assessments. So it's like you can apply in your 13th and 15th year of education. Okay, so uh, next when to apply, like which time of the year. So you are most probably the tentative days in which the application opens is August, mostly August, and sometime is June, sometime is July, but usually online procedure starts in August, and then it takes like a month to be a part of second step and a month to be a part of third step, and then it can take further time as you proceed in different steps. So this was all from my side, and I'll be happy to answer all of your questions. Okay, so the first question is, last time I also applied but didn't got the opportunity. Okay, is Asmara Amjad. If you have applied and you didn't got the opportunity, it doesn't mean that you're not efficient enough for the opportunity. It means the process is actually so much competitive. They are going to select almost 20 people from all around the Pakistan, and the amount of people that, who are applying for the application is almost 2,000 or more than 2,000. So it doesn't mean that you are not competitive enough or you are not eligible enough for the opportunity. It means it might have like someone else has that thing, that the demand of university or maybe the demand of the program. It's like I have told you, there are many steps. At each step they have some kind of demand, so it's not something to be pessimistic. you must be stronger enough. Now you have experience, you can apply next time in any kind of scholarship, even for your masters, and you are stronger enough, you can learn from your mistakes. Now you know your weakness, and most probably in coming years you are going to uh, do some courses, you are going to do some volunteer work in Pakistan if you are in Pakistan right now. So obviously your CV is going to be stronger enough to stand out. So I'll say, don't be a pessimist, just be an optimistic and apply further. Okay, if the program is 5 years, then can we apply in our seventh or eighth semester? So it's like if the program is 5 years, for example, the DVM is for 5 years. Even then, you are going to apply in your 14th and 15th year of education. It it's like year of education. It's not about semester. Like you're not going to they are not going to count in what semester you are, they are going to count in what year of education you are. So it's probably 14th and 15th year of education. Okay, you never know the exact date, but most probably these kind of exchange programs usually start in August and September. Some might be starting in July and June, but most probably they are going to start in August, last of August. Yeah, okay. Can we apply in UGrad and Sister to Sister Exchange program at the same time? So the answer is yes. You can apply to as many exchange programs as you want at the same time. For example, in my case, I had applied for UGrad as well as for Sister to Sister Exchange program, but I got into Sister to Sister Exchange program and I was rejected from UGrad, and that's all. Okay, yes, MBBS students, everyone is eligible. If you are in your 14th and 15th year of education, that would most probably be the second or third year of your MBBS. So you are eligible. I personally know someone who is an alumna of Sister to Sister Exchange program, and he and she is the student of MBBS. Okay, if you are a student of bachelor's, that is you have asked, can a final year student, so in your bachelor's you cannot apply in your last year, but you can go in your last year if you have applied in your third year of education. That will be most probably 15th year of your education, because last year students have to complete their internships, they have to complete their research if they are doing in Pakistan. So mostly last year students cannot apply. Yeah. Can we apply in sixth semester? Okay. Can we apply in sixth semester? So it's like if you apply in fifth semester, you are going to be selected in your seventh semester or maybe in your eighth semester, because it took almost a year to go through all the steps. So if you are in your eighth semester and you will be considered for the program, how you are going to complete your degree? So, and most probably the applications that start in August. So in August, people are usually in their fifth of semester, not in the sixth. You are only in your odd semester in the when the application process starts, usually in August. So you have to apply in your third, fourth, and fifth semesters, so you may get into the program when you are in your sixth, seventh semester. I'm a transfer. Okay, I'm a transfer student at my university, so my semester is 9. Can I be eligible for it? If you have a 5 years degree program, so most probably you are in your last and final year of your bachelor's of any degree you are doing. So I don't think you can apply in your final year, but to know whether you are eligible for the program or not, you must go to the website that I have mentioned. It is sister2sister.pk. There is the whole eligibility criteria there. You can check from there if you are eligible or not. Okay, what's about 2023 application days? So most probably, the application days for exchange program and scholarship abroad starts in June, July, and August. So to know the deadlines and exact days, you must keep visiting websites that I have already mentioned. For Sister to Sister Exchange program, it is sister2sister.pk. And for other programs, you might go in Google and just write the name of the program, and you'll be finding websites there. What if university rejects? Will they send the profile in another university or just in a or one will get rejected? Okay, so this is something you never know from program. It's like when I went to the university and I discussed my whole application procedure with my, you know what, the dean of the university and all them. So I asked them like, have you selected me or have they sent you my profile that this is the students you are going to have in your university? So they told me that they selected me from some of the profiles. So actually we never know that the other person who have applied for the program is going to be selected for another university or not. You just know only about you yourself. So it's like, if the someone got rejected, I think there might be something for them, but you must be hopeful. Yeah. Okay, so for this program on your bachelor's level, the exchange program, in which a third party is usually involved, like for me, the sister to sister exchange program is the third party between me and my host university. So sometimes you require the English language proficiency test, and sometimes you don't. For example, if the university have given you the waiver, so you don't require any kind of English proficiency test. But if the English proficiency test, such as Duolingo, such as IELTS, such as TOEFL, or something like that, is in the basic requirements of your host university, then you are going to appear in that exam before going to US, before going abroad. So this will be the part. Okay, this will the part of your application, but you'll be only taking these tests if you are selected for the program. They will notify you that whether you have to take English proficiency test or not. Okay, being a girl, my experience being a girl. So from Pakistan, um, okay, you know what? In Pakistan, usually, I am talking mostly, not all of the times. Being a girl is actually difficult. To be a girl and to be stable, to be independent academically and financially at the same time. So it usually depends on your family. Like if your family is supportive enough to support you in such kind of procedures, the experience would be really good. But if the family is not supportive and you have to fight for your academics, you have to fight for your own position in this country and to go abroad, the experience might be disturbing. But for me, the experience was so good because yeah, my family is supportive, but I am from that part of the country that is not that much underdeveloped, but somehow finances can render you from achieving your uh, scale mark or landmark. For example, if in my case, the only thing that could hinder me from achieving this opportunity might be finances. But as this program is fully funded, so this helped me a lot. And my experience from Pakistan to US was, no doubt, it was consisting of many ups and downs, but it was so good. I must say, I learned a lot from this experience. I learned a lot of things. I am so confident now. It has changed me into a better version of myself. And to be in abroad itself is something really wonderful, I must say. When you interact with someone who is cross culture, who is not from your culture, and then you are going to exchange your culture with their culture, you are going to give them something, you are going to gain something from them, is so good. The experience overall itself is so good in terms of academics as well as in terms of your interpersonal or personal development. Okay, what kind of leadership is required for sister to sister exchange program? What kind of volunteer work is necessary? Okay, leadership. Leadership can be in terms of your academic experience, or sometimes leaderships can be in terms of your family experience. It's like, what is actually leadership? Leadership is something, if you hit some situation in which you have to handle it carefully, when your team is actually panicking, you are the leader of your team, so you have to handle every situation properly. It can be a teamwork when you are in your university, or it can be a like strategy that hits you in your family. So it is leadership. You just have to explain it positively and honestly in your SOP. So leadership can be anywhere, in any situation. So what kind of volunteer work is necessary for it? Okay, so what is actually the definition of volunteer work? Volunteer work is something you do for the betterment of your society, sometimes for the betterment of others. Actually, is something related to others. So there is a quote in Urdu, I must say, कि अपने लिए तो बहुत जी लिया है, अब हमें दूसरों के लिए जीना चाहिए. So this is actually a definition of volunteer, to be a volunteer. So in my case, I can tell you that I have done volunteer works in different kind of organization. For example, I had worked in I have been working actually in an organization that is for children, for eradication of child labor, I must say. The other thing you can do is I have volunteered in different, like, flood related programs. Like, it was flood in Pakistan last year and most of the areas now too. So you can do your volunteer work there too, in the betterment of those people. So you can find volunteer work opportunities everywhere. Okay, strong SOP guideline. So for me, the pet thing that I can tell you for this exchange program, sister to sister exchange program, the pet thing, the basic thing for SOP is try to be as much honest as you can. Like for me, for my SOP that I had done is was to write my whole story in almost 200 words. I had to write them positively. Even if there is something negative, you think that it is negative about your own self, you have to write in positive way and try to be as much honest as you can. The second thing that is really important for SOP is your SOP has to be connected, I must say. It's like the thing you are applying, you are actually explaining in the first paragraph of your SOP must be connected to your second paragraph of SOP. So it's like it depends on your writing skills, it depends on your explaining skills, and most probably on what you have to write in your SOP, like what you have to write, what things you have. For example, if you had done some volunteer work, write it properly. If you have some leadership qualities, write it properly. Write your hobbies properly. Write your future aspirations properly. Everything. Explain everything in a brief way. Okay, what kind of community service have you done? Okay, for me, I had done a community service project last week. This was related to sister exchange program. So if I tell you the topic of my community service project, actually, what is community service? That helps community for the betterment of community, for the betterment of society. So you have to think on larger scale that the topic you are choosing for your community service actually might be helpful for the society on a broad level. So my topic was actually related to the eradication of iron and calcium deficiency. You can do your own best topic. You can anytime find your best topic you can work on. Is affiliated university student can apply. Affiliated university student, if like you are in, okay, I don't know what's actually your question. This is not self-explanatory, but I can tell you what I have perceived. Like you are asking if you are studying in a university in Pakistan. So yeah, you can apply. Anyone can apply, I must say. If you are in a government university, if you are in, like if you are in a public university in Pakistan, even if you are in a private university in Pakistan, you can apply. Okay, so the question is it necessary to have CGPA higher than 3.5? No, it is not necessary, but it is good if you have a CGPA higher than 3.5 because it shows them that your academic record is good enough to be a part of such an exchange program. But if your CGPA is not higher than 3.5, if it is just higher than 3, because 3 is actually a standard to be good, a good CGPA, a better CGPA. So if you have a good CGPA like between 3 and 3.5, you might have something you think is going to help you during the whole process. For example, volunteer work, for example, research projects, research publications, or something like that. If you have done any kind of internships, or if you had appeared in any kind of competitive competitions and all that, if you have certificates for that, so they might help. Okay, which semester you should apply? I have told you right now that you can apply in your 14th and 15th year of education. So what is 14th and 15th year of education? For a BS program, for a bachelor's program, most probably 14th and 15th year is actually your third, fourth, fifth, and sixth semester. So they actually count your year of examination, not exactly your semesters. Because everyone is not doing a bachelor's degree who is applying for the program. You can be an MBBS student, you can be a student of CA or something else. So they actually count your year of education. If you are in your 14th and 15th year of education, you can apply. Okay, how much stipend I get? It is not necessary that you are going to get a stipend. It's like they are going to facilitate you at every step. At every step, it's like they are going to pay for, as this is a fully funded opportunity, they are going to pay for your accommodation, they are going to pay for your meals, they are going to pay for your tickets, they are going to pay your tuition fees, they are going to pay any kind of other like facility, for any kind of other facilities like for your room services, everything. They cover everything. So is this less than a stipend? No. This is everything. This is actually a huge thing to get a fully funded opportunity. But in my case, I must tell you one thing. When I was in university, they gave me a card that is actually known as a digital card. It's a digital card that contain almost 300, 280 to $300 in that. Within my university premises, that card was working for me. So if I had to buy a meal for myself, if I had to buy any kind of essentials for myself, I was using that card. How to manage? Okay, what about our study loss? How to manage the is could be present here. It couldn't be present here. Okay. Study loss. This is not a loss, I must say. For example, the program timings for every student is different. For me, it was from May to July, from the last of May to the mid of July. So this was the time when I had my final examinations in my university, my final examination of my first semester, because I'm doing bachelor's. So it was the time when I had my final examination. I had the day I had my flight when I was flying to USA was the day when I had my first exam in university. So if you take it as a loss, it might gonna get like you are going to be disturbed. Don't take it as a loss. Like for me, I convinced my university authorities to let me take my examination after I came back from USA. So I know this might be hectic, this might be a burden, but this is not a loss. You have to work hard for it. Like for bigger things, there is no gain without any pain. I must say, no pain, no gain. So you have to strive, you have to do hard work, but this is not a loss. Yeah. Okay. GRE, IELTS, or TOEFL, which one is required? Okay, it depends on your host university requirement. It's like if the host university require IELTS, you have to appear in the paper of IELTS. If your host university require TOEFL, you have to appear in TOEFL. GRE is not a requirement at your bachelor's exchange program. It might be a requirement when you are applying for masters or like postdoc positions or postgraduate positions. But in bachelor, this is not the requirements. IELTS, TOEFL, and another test that might be a requirement of the university is Duolingo. Okay, is it safe for girls to live there? Yeah, it's actually safe. First thing is you have to be able enough to save your own self as a girl. Even in your hometown, even in like abroad, you have to be able enough to save yourself, but in abroad it is actually safer, it is actually safer. So you don't have to be concerned about your safety if you are in your own limits, if you are following all the rules of the university and the program, you are going to be perfectly fine. How many months this program is comprised of? Okay, so the timings of the programs is different for every person. It depends on your host university that how much time they are going to take in you. It's like it might be from 5 to 8 weeks. The sister to sister exchange program, specifically for this program, students go for 5 weeks minimum to 8 weeks maximum. Can DPT fourth year are eligible for it? Once I hear medical field students are ineligible for it. Okay, DPT fourth year, as DPT is for 5 years, so I think you are eligible in your 14th and 15th year of examination is of your education is mostly second and third year. You have to go and check the website for actual eligibility criteria. But the thing that I know is you are eligible in your 14th and 15th year of education. So you have to actually calculate in which year of education you are according to your degree. But as far as a medical field student is concerned, they are eligible for S2S, because I know personally a person. She is an alumna of Sister to Sister Exchange program, and she was doing MBBS at that time. She is currently doing MBBS, and she had been there in this program. So medical field students are eligible, but you have to go and check for the time of your study in which you are eligible. Are there any more questions? Okay, did you visit the states? Okay, this is something you need a permission for sometimes from your program officers, because they are also concerned for your safety and for everything, because they are responsible and they are answerable to your parents in your hometown, because your parents are allowing you to go abroad on their behalf. So it's something, if you get permission from your parents, if you get permission from your program officers, no matter which program is it, you can obviously visit states. So for me, I visit the capital, Washington D.C. Yeah, I visit that, and the state I was in was Virginia. So yeah, I move around in Virginia, and I was able to visit Washington. Okay, main difference between SUSI alumni and UGRAD. Okay, I don't know much about this SUSI program and UGRAD, obviously, because I do belong to Sister2Sister Exchange program. So you might go and search on website for that. Okay, having an active social media account is necessary because most of the programs now usually ask for LinkedIn profiles. Okay, the social media accounts like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter are actually different from LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a professional social media site, I must say. LinkedIn is something on which you usually upload your professional profile, your portfolio, and other social media accounts like Instagram, Facebook are usually used for everything. Like you can post your daily life, and some people post vlogs and something. So for LinkedIn, I must say you guys must have an active LinkedIn profile. If you want to hit upon different kind of opportunities, LinkedIn is the best place right now. But for other social media accounts, you might, if you are active, it's good. If you are not, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. But to be social, to be connected to your alumni and peers from different programs, you might have active social media accounts because you don't have everyone's number or everyone's WhatsApp or everyone's contact. So social media is a good place to connect them. And at the end of the day, it depends on the use of everything. If you are using it in a better way for your own betterment, it's good. But LinkedIn is a must. Can we apply in second semester, because the time we will get finally selected third or fourth semester will come. Okay, so it is for your eligibility criteria. According to your eligibility criteria, you will be eligible if you are in your fourth and fifth year of education. It means you must have a detailed mark certificate to be in your 14th and 15th year of your exams. So you might be in your third semester when you will apply. If you are in your second semester, you might not be eligible because you have to provide them with your documents of your academic. So this might be an issue if you don't have a detailed mark certificates for all those semesters that are required to be eligible to apply for the program. How can we contact you directly anywhere? Okay, for me, it's like my name is Hafiza Amin Tayyab. Go on LinkedIn, search for Hafiza Amin Tayyab. I'll be there. It would be written in my profile that I am an alumna of Sister2Sister Exchange program. It would be written S2S cohort 23, or you might see University of Richmond there. Go on LinkedIn and you can contact me there. Just text me there if you have any questions regarding this program. I'll be more than happy to help. Otherwise, if you want my email, that's also on my LinkedIn profile. Okay. Have you studied the same subject there, or there is some other subject as in course? Okay. Quite a good question. This subject, when you apply, like in your first process, in your first step of your the process, that is online application, they ask you to give preferences about the field of studies you want to study there. So if you want to study your own field of education, that is most probably the good thing, because you will have an experience of research in your own field of study. So I'll suggest that you might study your own field. So you'll give some preferences during applying. So it depends which slot is free in the host university. For example, I do study, my major is microbiology in Pakistan. So my first preference was microbiology and my second preference was virology. So I got into my second preference, that is virology. That is actually a branch of microbiology there. So it totally depends on you which kind of subject you want to study, and then it depends on your host university whether they have a slot for you there or not. Yeah, this is my LinkedIn profile link. It's on your screen. You can see there.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Hafiza Amna, for joining us and for sharing your information with all the applicants. It was great to have you as a guest, and we really enjoyed us. And I was talking with my team that we had really a great session today because last time we internet due to internet connection we didn't have the webinar related to the Sister2Sister Exchange program. And thank you so much everyone for joining us. And as you all know that grad applications will be opening soon, so we will have a great webinars on grad as well. We have many webinars on grad, so just follow us on Instagram and other social media. We will be happy to share information, and we will be happy to assist all of you in the application process as well as the personal statements as well. So thank you so much everyone, and again thank you so much Amina for joining us,
Thank you so
and we
much.
wish best of luck for your journey as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much everyone, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.